That sax solo is just like fucking. You know how everybody was frothing over Epic Sax Guy for like
Yeah.
a full couple years. Yeah, it should have always been in Kirk Pengeagley.
And with
That
that,
dude could blow my sax.
we segue into episode 202 of Dissonant Waves. Hello, everybody.
Hello. If my sexual attraction to Kirk Pengeagley's saxophone solos have made it onto air, that is a take that I'm willing to stand behind.
It's there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just listen to the man play the sax. He's good.
That's Ritz. The hell yeah is Trix. I am Domino. We are here once again to talk about music. You can believe it. The wonderful world of music. A series of notes played sequentially. Who dares make such contributions to society? Time will tell. And Monty has something to say.
Yeah, he's knocking shit over.
Fuck it up, Monty.
Yeah, I've thrown a bit of a wrench into our recording schedule. Apologies on that. That was due to me kind of being a bit too sick to listen, and then at like 3 gigs last week.
Yeah, we did another Green Day episode. It happens.
Yeah, always good to have a Green Day episode.
Sometimes you're thinking you're having a good day. Sometimes you're recording Green Day episodes.
Yeah,
life has up and downs like that. Anyway, this is a regular episode now. Dominic, what are we covering this week? Because you picked quite a bit. You can say them all.
I did. Well, I'll start with my picks. I decided to go for a band I've been following a little bit called Cherry Fog. Their album Curious Creature came out, and they have a new single as well. Look out below. I wanted to go back to 2019 once again. I said that Health's soundtrack album, Grand Theft Auto Online Arena War, was the best album of 2019, in my opinion. I wanted to revisit that and see. I also put in their High Pressure Dave single GTA 5 soundtrack as well. Trix. You gave us... oh, God. Choking on my sandwich
Gave us COVID, holy shit. Trix, how could you do this to Dominic?
You gave us a album playlist DJ set experience. DJ Notoya's Tokyo 1980s Victor Edition, the alternate mix, boogie, funk, and modern soul from Japan, non-stop mix version.
Yes.
We'll break down what that actually means when we get to it. But it's nice to say that all of that stuff is true. That is all indeed the album. Meanwhile, Ritz, you gave us a good old classic album EP split with Stomach Book's new album, Goodnight Hypnopomp, and Sleepazoid's Running with the Dogs.
Yeah, I figured if we were doing Stomach Book, I might do something accessible just to, get a bit of a palate cleanser,
That said, is that where we want to start? Stomach Book?
I'm very happy to start with Stomach Book, actually, because I think it's kind of a interesting, I guess, period that we've walked into. So, Stomach Book. We originally covered her debut back in 2021. When we would have covered it, I swear they only had like a couple thousand listens at most on their songs.
Yes.
It really wasn't popular. I can remember, like, I can see some old pictures and stuff that were taken, where the treats and stuff that Stomach Book was doing got like probably 1 or 2 or 3 likes and stuff like that. They were not popular or anything, and it's not like they've taken the world by storm or anything like that since, but I kind of just looked at the streams before covering this, and the Fukiona Girl, the opener to this, is like actually a breakout tune.
It's almost 27 million.
Yeah, like looking at it and what Stomach Book is now, like there's an actual live performance that's going in there. Like there's an actual face and a name that's being published with this, which is just that is not the kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, that girl has 21 million on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like there was no face to the name. It was all the cartoon drawings. It was like the little kitty with the head cut off was basically all I could imagine Stomach Book as. That's the thing. There was a massive it kind of changed into I guess the personality or the actual like public side of Stomach Book. It is. I mean, who would have guessed honestly that this would be a project that would kick off?
There's even a new single out. Look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a collaborative one
yeah,
with Death Do Us Apart, which
and
let's not
Zombie.
forget that was originally supposed to be a Stomach Book side project.
Yeah,
In which they were on the debut single before it turned into just the other person continuing it out. Um, so kind of a shock. I was like, hey, I guess we've got to cover this because that's kind of what we do here.
and yeah, we've seen them
Yeah.
grow. We've seen I think it was Home is Where kind of put them on the map for us as far as like awareness.
For us, yes.
Yes.
In terms of the public awareness, I wouldn't be able to tell what the reason is, to be honest.
And so we kind of followed it down. Like Sophomore Slump, the second album, kind of came out last year, if you can believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're back with the third one, like a year and change later.
Yeah.
And I think the most impressive part out of all of this is that you can see the evolution from album one to this album.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
This is not some kind of complete throwaway of their sound. You can see how we got here, and I've got some takes and stuff we can go into later. But it's still to expect, this kind of big breakout to happen. You would assume there would have to have been quite a bit of sacrifices to what the creative vision of Stomach Book was, but no,
See,
there hasn't been.
This is the thing, right? Because Stomach Book came in with this like twisted like nursery rhyme, like for kids but like not for kids kind of aesthetic. I think the internet has basically embraced it, at least certain pockets of it.
The breakdown that we did of the self-titled is that this was basically a complete deconstruction and then remix or make from scratch using those parts in a completely different way of emo.
Yeah.
It had all those kind of aspects. It was a true, you've seen other bands kind of claim it, like Hot Mulligan, I know, has claimed to take the poster emo tag. Glass Beach, in a sense, you could also call it for. But what I considered at that time to be the kind of like true definition of like, okay, we are in a post part of emo now, was the Stomach Book. And, I've gone on to do takes as basically claustrophobia pop, kind of formed from this sound, which I still defend. I think that is a well-educated take. That being said, going into this, this is not that kind of static harshness that we got on Sophomore Slump. We call it Hump on here. This is a lot more into that kind of chaotic, hyper poppy kind of way, to be honest.
But like with like well defined like segments and layered instrumentation.
I want to be careful when I use the word hyperpop, obviously, because over the past couple of years, it has been to an easy way of describing any trans person's like music that doesn't sound like generic pop. And I'm not going to put this into the kind of same label as PC music on this.
It's not.
But there is a certain kind of fast pace and bubbly sound that's happening on this.
Yes.
I feel like the furry crowd is into it. I feel like a lot of the.
I was trying to avoid the furry crowd one on that one, but it's an allegation that cannot be beat. Yes,
I just think it's a good triangulation of like trans people, the furry crowd, kind of different pockets of the internet coming together.
or a word that could probably be used to describe a lot of things. It truly is alternative.
Yes.
All right. Now the hot take that I do have with this album, though, and I always feel bad when I gotta go in to this, and it's like, yeah, this is the breakout song. Fukiona Girl's the worst song of this album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a really good album.
Yeah.
There was a single that was released that didn't make it onto this album, Circuit Bent, which has a kind of a similar style of fast pace and I think a heavier hitting lines. I think that is the song that personally I would have picked to be the breakout.
but you cannot mess with 26 million.
Not.
No.
I am a person who hates popular things.
Like in the sense
Give
that
me
like,
something popular, I will hate it.
if it was a question of which one do I pick for the album, obviously pick the one that's getting the attention.
Yeah, that's a hit. Yeah, but this, I mean, it's weird. I can't really say like this album opens with My Diorama for me because it opens with Fukuyono Girl. Fukuyono Girl does set the tone for what this album is going to be, even if I think it's the least interesting song in here. But My Diorama is just, it's probably one of the more generic samples you can use as the My Woman sample. It's definitely
it's so bold
had
though.
I know it's definitely had a bit more of a resurgence over the past couple of years. I'd feel. For those who don't recognize the My Woman sample, I would start off with the 50s if you're going to be covering music. You've got a long way to go. It's pretty short on that. Then the 60s, 70s, 80s was a pretty wild time. The 90s was a little bit darker. Noughties you can kind of give or take, to be honest. Then yeah, you should be mostly caught up to speed by then. It is probably
Fair
one of the
enough.
most used samples of all time at this point.
Yeah.
But there's something about Stomach Book using it that's like, oh, it's like serious now.
Hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of artists at this level are kind of using either like samples that they've curated themselves. Like there's like a Rugrats sample later on in the album that feels more in line of like, hey, this is a fun little thing I want to grab, but going for like the well recognized sample and using it, also like doing a good job with it is like a huge task.
Yeah, it's easy to use a recognized sample and then just put it in for the sake of it. It's a lot harder to, especially for a song like that, to make it your own. And I don't think it's quite in that level of White Town's Your Woman of
No.
having used that sample, but it's still a pretty good use of it.
Yeah.
But the thing I really like about this album is that there's so much happening and it's so clear now. Like the first album, there was a lot happening, but at times it was garbled, at times you kind of really had to listen for the different parts. It was something that was like, mixed and mastered, in isolation basically.
Well, I can explain it in my own terms here, Dominic, and I'll see if you agree with me on this one. It's the maturity dilemma, in which I feel like on this album, yeah, there was so much more maturity in this production.
Yes.
Where things are allowed to stand out a lot more and everything. But that's also helped by I feel like the songs don't get as kind of wild and creative as it did on that debut.
Yes.
I think the debut personally is going to go down as one of the kind of more like albums of the decade for me personally. I've given it
really good.
I gave it another listen like quite recently to go back to it, and it's just holy shit. You can just go start to finish, and there's just so much to unpack into it, but it's so just well crafted as a debut. Like it's one of those ones that I think I genuinely enjoy a lot more now than what I did when I first listened, and I was still pretty into it when I did.
Like My Story is an all-timer, no question.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is also the thing where this to me cuts really cleanly through. Like it's not quite the peaks of the first album. It's definitely not the valleys of the first album. But on the average, it kind of cuts toward the upper end of it. Overall,
it's a really good song.
Like the second one I didn't vibe with as much. Like Sophomore Slump was good, but this is the one that feels like, oh yeah, Summer Book is like really, really, really good. Like
Sophomore Slump, I need to kind of like listen to again properly. I
Same
think
here.
it's got some really great moments on Sophomore Slump. Especially playing Pretend is just this whole kind of, like holy fuck kind of song that they created. I'll admit like the second half of that album, like Anarchy to Tragedy, I just do not feel it up.
Like I like Heartbeat. I think December 10th, 2021 is important. Cascades of Metanoia was fun.
Which, actually thinking about it, like the song from that album, sorry, that this one probably evolves the most from is probably Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned last year that you were surprised that wasn't Like I didn't like talk about it. I didn't mention it. It wasn't in my like end of year wrap up.
Yeah, I had it in my end of year wrap up, and I still agree with it. Although the album ranking might be a bit lower than I probably had it at. That being said, Playing Pretend is an old timer from that one as well.
But this one, I have no question. Well, we're in a really good run right now. Knock on wood, if you're superstitious.
Yeah.
Like most every week, we're finding really good stuff. And
well, personally, I think this has been a year where like the big album, and I don't mean like big albums for us. I mean the actual big albums have been letdowns. Like I see the Tyler the Creator one in the circles that I've been in that came out recently. It's gotten kind of mixed reviews. I don't know how that is publicly. I need to check that before I make any claims on that. I know the Lord album had a bit of a disappointment as well in it. That's just stuff that I can think of recently. Like, can you think of a big kind of like mainstream artist this year that's had a really critically acclaimed album from this year?
Sure, it exists.
Yeah,
because a lot of the ones you can think about are probably 2024. So I feel like this has been a year where all the highlights have truly been from the underground.
Yeah,
and like it usually is, but it's always there usually is always that kind of whole like, oh, here's the big hit from this year, that you secretly love or have a guilty pleasure. I don't think there's been any of that for me this year. So no like Brat thing coming out.
But last year we were also kind of clinging on to those bigger ones because I feel like the underground was like basically reversed.
Yeah.
Or a lot of stuff we were covering last year wasn't quite hitting. Like it was good, it was fine, but it wasn't. Oh, this is top tier material. Clearly, like for me, like my list is suddenly coming together in a way that I did not anticipate.
No, I'm already struggling to think like, how do I go when it comes to ranking everything by the end of the year? And we're only in July.
Yeah.
There is so much more time for shit. And
definitely.
Like once we got to the Callous Cowboys and Petite League and Beach Bunny and Home Is Where, like that just kind of that's been propelling us forward since basically.
I mean, we all agreed that the Home Is Where record was our least favorite Home Is Where record, and it was still good.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think I liked it more than you two did, but it was still good. That's the kind of level of year that we've had. It's like even the disappointments haven't been really disappointment.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel with this. Like this, personally for me, I think, yeah, just with the opener, it's like, okay, well, there is some parts of this album to be disappointed by, but it's still a really good album.
There's different types of songs like this time around. Like there's some rap, there's some like show tunesy musical stuff going on.
Let You Down being the first actual like proper long song that isn't like a bunch of ambience as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then kind
like
of
a proper impressive
another song after that. Because it's the cliche to end it on the long song. It seems to be like the thing this year to like add a little bit more, just to kind of get you back in the right mindset.
I'm always happy to see that we've been championing an artist since the very start. And by very start, I mean very start of Stomach Book. I'm pretty sure she did release music under her old new name, which I don't know if she considers a dead name or not.
I believe she does.
Yeah, okay. That's why I haven't been saying that one. I know she goes by Vivi now.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's a very specific thing that she does, and that means that she can hone it and make it really stand out. But this kind of like play around with like kid melodies and really, I like the bunny girl on the cover is basically the demographic of the songs in a weird way, right?
Yeah.
And kind of focusing on that, you might get tired.
To interrupt you here, Dominic, I want to also point out the actual quality of the art as well. I feel like is very reflective of the kind of sound that Stomach Book has been putting out. Like with the OG one, that is a lot more of a compressed kind of art or rougher art compared to how clean this one kind of looks comparingly. And I feel like that kind of is a good comparison of how the production stylings or the way everything become clearer on a newer Stomach Book or works as well.
I would love to have a vinyl of it.
Yeah.
I own a vinyl for the OG one, and I saw in Dissonant it's going for like a couple $100 now. So like,
damn, I gotta see how much my cassette's going for.
But
I got COVID and decided to get myself a birthday present, and it was that album, and now it's worth more money. Mwah.
I'm kind of imagining like a sleeve that has like the bunny girl and like some of the stars and stuff over the top, and then you like sheath it. It's like maybe a different face. Maybe get the moon in the background and everything. I don't know. It's just really rich and colorful and really detailed.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other song that's had success on this as well, or a bit of success, just looking on the streams, is Paper Dolls. That was the other single that came onto there. I think that one has the same kind of stylings, I guess, as Fukuyama Girl for a bit of its like kind of instrumentation and stuff. But it's just done a lot better in my opinion.
It's just, I was having a moment this listening period where I was just kind of like in the car, just like intently listening to this. Like, yeah, we're doing it. Yeah. Like this is happening. Like this is fucking fulfilling everything that has like come before. And you can kind of listen to a lot of this stuff now that we've been covering, this underground scene, these DIY artists. You can kind of listen to their songs now with the same kind of clarity and attention that, you know, the fucking Rolling Stones columnists and whatnots of the 80s would give to like Steely Dan and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta listen to the layers. You gotta really hear that what are the castanettas? Is that what they're called?
Probably.
The clackers.
Yeah.
I think they appear on I think it's Paper Dolls or something like that. But they're really subtle, but they're there. And that's like a nice little callback to My Story, which also features. And there's like other little things like that, like trumpets and whatnots that we've heard before, but are just mixed subtly in there. So they don't disturb the melody, but they do aid the overall song.
Yeah.
I think all my thoughts have kind of been put out into this. I feel like proud adopted parents that couldn't really do too much other than just praise an album. So we didn't really do anything else other than that. But I will take full credit. And Vivian, I'm expecting a check on the mail. Favorites to me of this album. My Diorama, obviously, that's just a classic sample used in a great way. Paper Dolls and Let You Down. Least favorites, Fukuyama Girl.
Least favorites, Fukuyama Girl. I really like 666, Paper Dolls. But not for me, Nothing Special, Let You Down. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really, really, really good.
Yeah. Favorite for me, probably Paper Dolls. Least favorite, Fukuyama Girl.
All right, and since we should probably have a palate cleanser, should we just do my album pick to get it out of the way?
Sure.
All right, Sleepazoid, Running with the Dogs. Sometimes I pick an artist because I've been meaning to kind of give him a listen or see him live because I've heard some good things. So I figured, I like Jump. Let's go give this a listen. Kind of the same reason I picked Red Hill. I liked Railroad Line. And my opinion is I basically had the same take as I did with Red Hill, which is, this is a nice listen.
This kind of fucks.
Yeah.
Alice is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Alice is like exactly the kind of song I want. Like I put it on, it's like, this is great. This is a great, just kind of contrast from everything else we're listening to this week. Oh, it stands out so well.
Damn, Dominic just wanted an Alice. He's not beating the straight allegation. Anyone else cut a hangnail off them and stop bleeding? That's just happened to me again. Let's bleed out on an episode number 2. Anyway, it's not that bad this time. Yeah, no.
I bleed every day.
it's kind of always an interesting thing I find in an EP, or I guess a brave thing to do to put a 1 minute introduction to a track on what is already a short collection of songs that doesn't really need to flow. It just needs to be I treat EPs that way. I don't think EPs ever really need to be an album. I think they just need to be a proper showcase of an ability or a sound. So usually when one starts off with an intro, I get a bit kind of like, okay, they're trying to treat this as an album, but I find it even funnier when a band does that for the final song, because that's just weird to me, to be honest. It's an intro that I'm not sure really is needed on here.
85, I mean.
Yeah, 85. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about an intro to a song, not as an intro to an EP. Because I'm not shitting on Alice. Alice is a good song. You can relax, Dominic.
And
I feel like it's one of those weird times where you can say, okay, I know exactly what I could cut out of a short EP, and it's just that it's fine. It sounds fine, but it's just not necessary.
No, but I don't know. It's something to kind of keep it going a little bit longer, kind of keep it in your head a little bit longer. A little bit of ambience, a little bit of just wait a minute, basically. Just wait a minute. We'll get the chomp.
Yeah,
Just
but
calm down.
like keep it. The argument of keep it in your head longer. I feel like the songs in here are actually catchy enough to stay in your head. I with Red Hill, I feel like that is and that's the one I'm going to compare it to. Sorry, Sleepazoid, you are going to be compared to Brisbane. I know Melbourne doesn't like that. Oh well. Yeah, but that was one where you could kind of just very easily listen to it, and it wouldn't stay in your head that much longer anyway. But you would just be very happy listening to it.
Yeah.
Whilst on this one, it's good hook writing on here to get enough stuck in your head that I don't think it needs that extra minute of you to kind of sit down and think about it. It's very easy to consume.
Yeah.
As it is.
Like if you told me that Alice was like a hit from like 1995, I believe you.
Yeah, I can see that.
What if I told you it was a hit from 1996?
Even better.
It's not. It's not even a hit from this year. Which, I mean, it's not like Sleepazoid are in a bad position actually, because they recently got the opening slot for Faye Webster, who had quite a lot of shows on her tour here. So hopefully they've received quite a bit of a crowd from that, especially seeming as everybody would have tried to line up at Faye Webster about 2 hours before doors would have opened. So they would have had to sat through the show. I wasn't there. I hope the crowd didn't talk over them. I know and more crowd can be shit.
But the songwriting and just like the hook writing and just the quality, I think is really top tier, and definitely sells them as a more popular band and more well band than they currently are.
Yeah, this isn't a band that you listen to and go like, okay, well, here's a band that I could see like the members forming on to join something successful, like, oh, here's a starting band or something like that. No, this feels like a band that's there for the ride.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a good EP.
Trix, what are you thinking?
All it is.
Trix?
Oh, Trix
What?
is falling asleep.
I'm not asleep.
So give us a take.
It's a fun little EP. I also enjoyed Alice, and I quite like Rats as well. It was a fun tune.
I like Chomp.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, Chomp was my highlight personally. It's got that little bit of cheesiness with that whole chorus of the chomp chomp chomp, dude. It's one of those things that executed well. You just go, fuck it, this is fun.
Even with 85 though, I was kind of like, oh man, it's over already? Once we got to the end of Chomp, I was ready for more.
Yeah.
Like it all flows well enough that, you know, I was quite satisfied. And like this is pretty much all they got.
Yeah, they had another single that got released 4 days ago of recording this, so that's why I didn't pick it.
Yeah.
If yeah, if I did know it was out or coming out, I probably would have picked it. Maybe I could have said like, "Hey, they've released this, so let's just touch that on," but I didn't. Oh well.
I mean, as far as like a debut EP, a debut thing, I think this is really, really strong.
Yeah.
I'm struggle to remember something that has impressed me as much in the same way for like a band of this level. Is like obviously you look at something like Nirvana's Bleach, and like yes, obviously that's probably a bit more, but
Yes. This
where
is
we
pretty
are
good.
right now, really, really good.
Yes.
Favorites for me is Alice and Chomp. Least favorite is the interlude, 85. But if we're gonna pick it as an actual song and not the interlude, then it'd probably be
You what?
Rats.
I would agree with everything you said, except for my least favorite, if not 85, being our WTD.
Favorites for me, I'll say Alice and Rats. Least favorite, 85.
Alice is so good. Alice might end your list. We'll see.
Damn.
All right.
Alrighty.
Since we're in this mode, how about Cherry Fog?
Okay.
The Curious Creature. This was a band I found on Bandcamp, and they had released some singles about a year and a half ago, early 2024. And I was like, oh, this might be fun to follow. And about a year later, they put out the album. Here we are.
Well, that's about as much as I have to say.
Pretty much too.
It's alright. So let's say a bit more. Obviously, you look at the album art for this, you would expect a King Gizzard fan band or something like that. No, it's a bit more than that. This is a hard rock, heavy rock, whatever you want to call it. Kind of band. It's a rock album.
70s, 80s inspired.
Yeah.
I was getting Blue Extra Cold vibes.
Yeah. It was kind of psyche in parts. I thought Trix might like that.
For a band of this popularity, 22 monthly listeners, this is a pretty well produced album and a really pretty well executed album. But I didn't find it that interesting.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Hello.
No, it's good. It's well executed. If you like this,
maybe
it's one of those. If you like this sound, then you will just enjoy listening to this. Like I don't think I really have anything bad particularly to say about this album. It's a very kind of I hate using the words bog standard in this case, especially for an artist like this, because they might go and think that's like, oh, yeah, that's just calling this shit generic, kind of in a way, but also like it wears its influences on the sleeve here.
It's such a well-worn territory. It's so hard to break new ground unless you're doing something weird.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm trying to find the words to kind of properly say that aren't mean, because I don't want to be mean to this album, because it was an enjoyable listen still, regardless. It just wasn't a memorable listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things you turn it on, it's like, this sounds nice, this sounds fine. Spiral in the Sky, sure. Undine Rises, sure. But turn it off, it's like, oh yeah, wasn't Beginner's Luck kind of instrumental? That was cool, I guess. But otherwise...
Okay, but putting a song called Beginner's Luck also does not help with the King Gizzard comparison I just made for no reason.
Yeah.
They're not beating the allegations, I'm sorry.
I do
Not
like,
at all.
We tried.
Like the alligator on the cover though. That is very nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a cute little album.
That cigar is facing the wrong way, but I guess if you puff it and then you hold it out with your hand, that might work.
Hold on.
It's a curious creature.
It is.
Yeah.
This is one of those two, like, it came from Bandcamp type of album. And you got to remember that Bandcamp is a very, very place. You can find some absolute trash, like my shit,
Or my shit.
or you can find some absolute gold on there. You know, things are blown up in Bandcamp. Cassie Headrest is one of the original Bandcamp blow ups of the day.
Great.
Wasn't Alex G a Bandcamp?
Most likely as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of those ones where I just feel bad and just say, probably not gonna be one.
I mean, it's the first one. Hopefully, they can live and learn from this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It took them a year
it
to put it together.
it's definitely a talented bunch. There's no, there's no moments in here where I struggle to go like, oh, they didn't execute that well, and feel like, oh, what they got. They seem passionate about it and made, yeah, they made a genuine album. But I'm hoping if we ever go back to this band, it's a case of, all right, this is a bit more adventurous, or we're gonna try and really put our foot out there by being something unique. And that is a dangerous thing, because being unique doesn't always mean being you.
Yeah.
And it's not like you always put your foot out the door by being unique. Greta Van Fleet has made a history of being a Led Zeppelin ripoff.
Yes.
Very much so.
But I mean, I look back on some of the weird stuff I've picked from the past, like the end of last year when I did the Ephemera albums. Like,
yes,
we listened to Angelus, we listened to the Samfires. Like, those were artists that, again, not much following. It came from Bandcamp. And I would say, like, there was some fun stuff with Samfires. There was an interesting sound there, maybe, but I think this package, the way this is put together, is a bit more thought out and a little more interesting than what those were doing, for example.
Yeah.
This is at least...
Yeah.
It doesn't sound... like, it's generic, but it doesn't sound overly generic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you're not kind of, like, sighing and being like, yep, there's that chord. Yeah, that's... I guess you'd think about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're not going out and going, da-da-da-da-da, on the day I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at least giving it, like, a real try. And the songs they don't sound bad. So that's something.
Man, this is like the greatest compliment we can give. It's like, hey, you guys don't sound bad.
But that's such a constant thing of, like, a lot of the bands that don't get found, that we don't listen to, that a lot of them are gonna sound just like, yeah, these are songs, they're fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about them, though. There's nothing that captures you.
Like, sometimes
it's a reminder it's a reminder that the underground is a vast place.
Yeah.
You're not going to get all the greatest music from every single thing you listen to.
Sometimes
but
you
sometimes,
like Christian Con.
Yeah, but sometimes you also don't get the worst music you can listen to, and sometimes you just get music.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And I hope I'm proven wrong. And Cherry Fog come out and like break out and get some success, even if it's not world conquering, just to a level. Because
go on tour.
We'll compare it to Stomach Book, in that sense of that was an artist that had no listeners basically when we started, and they're where they are now. So it's one of those, if you just keep at it, who knows what can happen.
It's the great thing about the internet, that it can be great for this kind of stuff if it happens to hit the right thing at the right time. What does that mean? When is the right time? Where is the right... Who knows?
Who knows?
Although I guess the other caution with the keep at it is sometimes you do get people who are delusional and then like waste all their time when they don't really have anywhere to go with something, and then they kind of find themselves screwed over when they're in their 30s. I don't know who the Cherry Fog are, so I don't know what backup plan they have.
They seem
putting it out there before.
Boston. There's a good music scene out there, so maybe they'll fall in with a good crowd. Hopefully.
I mean, I assume most musicians these days have the common sense to realize that they need a job whilst they're performing.
Yeah.
Now let's see. They have 3 people on Bandcamp that bought the album. I guess I can be number 4.
You'd be number 4.
Now it's a pay what you want. So how much should I pay them?
Couple bucks.
What do you think, Ritz?
Oh, no, don't put this on me.
I mean, Trix gave an opinion.
Sometimes I give $1, sometimes I give 5. Do you feel like giving $1? Do you feel like giving 5?
Go with 6.
Yeah. My usual take of like when I feel bad for giving $1 is that, well, probably $1 more than they'll ever getting from Spotify anyway.
And I'll throw in an extra $1 for the single.
When I bought buy all the Shaky Grave stuff every year, I give them $1. But then again, I'm buying like 12 albums at once.
Anyway,
It's very fair.
I think this is fair, including with the single Dakota's a Blender.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna be nice and call it a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you there, Trix. We'll put in some leeway and give this a cheese sandwich.
I will politely agree.
Hell yeah!
All right, now, Dominic.
Yeah.
You had a take about 2019?
Yeah. You know, I wasn't listening to a lot of music back then. And we started the show then, and we had a few episodes. And somehow the health soundtrack for Arena War, the GTA Online mode, became my favorite album of that year. I don't stand by that now.
No, it's not
Yeah.
really the album of 2019, is it?
No.
It's,
all right, let's point out some of the albums here. I got a ranking somewhere. Okay, let's see. Infest the Rat's Nest. This is 90 albums that I have on here on this playlist. I'm only going to put on the ones that we have covered since. Not just in 2019, but in all years. So, Infest the Rat's Nest, yes. Morbid Stuff by Pup, yes. Sonic Citadel by Lightning Bolt, yes. Let's see. Somewhere City by Origami Angel, yes. Schlagenheim by Black Midi, yes. USA by Anamanaguchi, yes. Flow by Japanese Wallpaper, yes, we have that one. Let's see. We did Weather by Taiko. Didn't we? Trix, you picked that out.
I did.
Yes. Fishing for Fishies by King Gizzard, yes, we have.
That was the recent one that we did.
Yep. Surprisingly, we never did Wise Blood, Titanic Rising, or Billie Eilish when we all fall asleep. We did do Petite Leaks Rattler, Mac DeMarco, Here Comes the Cowboy.
Great album.
We didn't do Don't Let Go by Dear Seattle. We missed that, but we didn't do Brain Drops by Tropical Fuck Storm, I believe. We've only done the one Tropical Fuck Storm. We did do All My Heroes Cornballs by JPEG Mafia. What else did we do? I'm looking at all this. So we've done Amel and the Sniffers, self-titled. I'm just looking at this list, but yep. So we did Amel and the Sniffers, self-titled. Better and Black by Thelma Plum.
By the Days Come In.
Yeah. Is that it? 1,000 Gex by 100 Gex. Horizons by Bag Raiders. Let's see. I think that's about what we...
For albums. I mean,
we
Low
have
Roar.
done.
We did Low Roar.
No, yes, Low Roar, Raw. So I'd put this above Low Roar. And then everything else I'd probably put above this.
We did White Reaper.
Yeah.
That's where we start going, but I'm just talking about the songs that are on this playlist, which is the 90 albums from that year that I had listened to in 2019. Yeah, and I ranked them all to a certain level.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've got some takes in there in which I personally go like, oh no, I'm wrong. That should have been higher. Like Ammo and the Stiff is at 44. You know, granted, at those points, I was kind of like mix and match and only get it like this for that sake because I was really only caring about top 20. Yeah, no, I'm kind of mad that you put this at this number one in 2019. To be honest, this isn't a bad album. It's just a nothing album, especially after the last Health album we listened to, Get Color.
Yeah, kind of.
It's night and day. It's night and day.
I mean, Bloodsport is basically just Tears from Max Payne 3, but instrumental.
Yeah.
Slaves of Fear, it's a remix from their album, Volume 4. Like, there's some nice moments. I still like the vibe. Hell is a Vibe has always been nice. But, I apologize for my, what's the word I'm looking for? Not transgression, but...
Or chase.
The words I would have used is shit take. Although I did have 5 albums at the bottom here. King Princess Cheap Queen. I can remember being really disappointed by that album. I thought that was my third least favorite. Jesus is King by Kanye West's second least favorite that year, which I would honestly put that a little higher just because, like, outside of the whole Kanye West stuff, because I do remember that Follow God was actually kind of a good tune. But it's still a pretty bad album. And I think we all agree the worst album that we listened to that year was the LSD album.
Yeah.
Listened to at the time, yes.
Yeah. I'm just looking at a bunch. Like, there are albums that we listened to that year that I would probably quite happily say, like, yeah, this is better than that. Personally, I think it's better than that Tupperware Return Party, whatever it was fucking stood for.
Yes.
Album. I did not like that one. But yeah,
But this is the important conversation.
how dare you consider this better than First the Rats?
Well, I mean, I did listen to Infest the Rat's Nest. I just thought Here Comes the Cowboy was better than that. And realistically, my question is, why wasn't Here Comes the Cowboy near the top of my list?
Yeah, Here Comes the Cowboy is like it's a take which I personally think is wrong for best album of that year, especially at the time. But it's a brave take that is at least not a nothing album.
And I've been consistent about that specifically since 2019.
Yeah,
I will stand by that. This take,
I do remember Here Comes the Cowboy. I haven't listened to it as an album in a while, but I do remember it at least had a bunch of moments on there that I thought was just fucking funny, like Choo Choo.
Yes, you had Choo Choo, but then you had stuff like Heart to Heart, which are genuinely just great moments.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Heart to Heart has 781 million listens. What the fuck? What have I been missing the past couple?
Heart to Heart is fucking banger.
Nobody was the best track off that album. Still is. Anyway.
That whole album's fucked.
It's one of those ones that was quite a controversial enough album, and by controversial I just mean mixed opinions, not I guess contentious is a better word. Albums that if you put it as number one, I would disagree, but I could respectfully.
I don't know if
Dominic. I could. No, but I'm saying if you had put it at number one,
right?
Instead,
I
could respectfully disagree.
This is what I want to do.
This Health album.
This is what I want to do for our anniversary. Is really dig into this.
Yeah, that is fine. I'm happy to go for a lot more 2019 personally, just to go and say, Dominic, you fucked up.
And comparatively to subsequent years, it probably what we've covered still probably isn't a wide enough breadth, but it is much more informed than I was back then.
I'm actually looking at this list and going shit, the amount of albums from this that we haven't covered. We haven't done Tyler the Creator, Igor. We haven't done Purple Mountain. Didn't do the Local Natives album that I really liked from that year. Yeah. And then just some of the other huge ones. We didn't do that Clipping album. There existed an Addiction to Blood. We didn't do Wise Blood or Billie Eilish, as I said. Haven't done the Denzel Curry or Brockhampton from that one. The Kieran J. Callanan album from that year, that was all the covers, was a classic. God.
There's a
what
lot
did
of
we
music.
do that year?
We just didn't cover it yet. That's all.
What were we doing that year? Apparently you were playing GTA Online. I'm done with ripping on Dominic now.
I've never played GTA 5, actually.
Wow. I genuinely don't know how you had this as your favorite film. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
The single for the GTA soundtrack as well, I didn't care too much for. I think it's a bit hurt by the fact that I was listening to the album first.
And
it's just a bit too close. It probably is the standout out of all of it, to be honest. But it's not really that much of a standout.
Hi, Manny.
Thanks, Monty. Oh, it's Manny. Yeah, I was disappointed. That's really where I can put this one.
I mean, High Pressure Day is a fun track for me. It came out with GTA 3, so it was right after the Max Payne stuff. So in that era, I was still really, really into health. And this is kind of like the tail end of me really being into health. So I don't know. This is more me kind of coming to terms with man, I really needed to get outside of my wheelhouse and listen to more music. And mission successful,
Yeah.
I am
Hell yeah.
ready to kind of put this into a new context and see how far down the list it goes.
All right.
Like, it's not bad. It's fine. Again, the vibe is great. But it's a soundtrack for a game, an online game at that. So a lot of it's kind of like lobby music, things like that.
A
So,
game of which you have not played,
correct.
which is astonishing to me.
But it was Health doing a new soundtrack, and I love the Max Payne 3 soundtrack so much, I was like, surely this is also just as good.
And it wasn't.
But you live and you learn. And that is the message from this week's episode. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a blender for me to rank any of this. So let's
Blender.
go on to
I pressured
let's
it
go
too.
on to a true cheese sandwich, but a lovely cheese sandwich. Trix?
Okay. I first discovered this album in an Uber ride. The Uber driver was playing this, and I'm like, oh fuck, what is this? It flows so wonderfully, I need to know what it is. And eventually I wanted to just bring it onto the podcast because I've been listening to it a fucking ton.
This is
And
Ritz.
that is
So-
this little city pop compilation.
So city pop, it's a genre we've actually haven't covered properly. We covered the vaporwave album, which definitely had a lot of remixing of city pop.
Yes.
And we
or
talked about it
sampling
a
of
little bit here and there.
And I've actually listened to quite a bit of city pop over the past couple of years. Not in any level in which I could tell you a history of city pop or anything like that. But I've listened to a couple of the compilations that came out. In what were they called? Let me search it up as I'm waffling. But the point being that I have a genuine kind of enjoyment of starting to listen, because it's something that a specific breeze that it was called, by the way. It's the one that's kind of trying to go through like some decades and stuff of it, and there's like 16 songs on each volume and stuff like that. Pretty cool compilation stuff, and it's a genre that I'm still kind of like struggling to go and say like, yes, this is like a big city pop song that I like or anything like that. But it's a genre that every time I listen to it, I just really enjoy it. It's a
Yeah.
maybe I'll be one of those fucking redditors here that goes everything's better in Japan. But you know, it is not a genre that's big on the radio in our respective countries.
No.
It's not big on the radio here either, but this is definitely something that, as internet music people, like,
Yeah.
you'd think we would have covered this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because this is like prime Reddit posting, like fucking, like the stuff I was posting about the artist behind Sunset Road is like the example of like doing the research and trying to figure out who this person is and why their music is the way that it is.
Yeah.
And I think my best way of describing what I think about city pop is that it is the definition of easy listening.
Yes.
It is so quite easy to just have it on, just go through the whole of it, and just be finished. And God, this is a really well put together mix, because
It
there were
is.
certain moments I'm just going, fuck, 5 songs played, and I all thought it was one.
Yeah.
My
I would like to mention that this repeatedly killed in the kitchen.
hell yeah.
Yeah, well, this is one of those ones where I truly, and it's probably the biggest detriment to what our podcast is, to be honest. I do not think whilst this music is on. I just take. And now, when I do not think, I do not keep. What I take, I lose.
I analyzed
like.
the fuck out of the bass on this album.
How can you? There's so
I
many
can believe
bases.
you.
It's just so fun to dissect from a bass perspective because there's so many different bass players and different styles, and it's just so good.
Like my only real complaint with this album is just some of the songs are like really cut off. Sunset Road is half the length it normally is. and I want to hear that
Yeah.
fucking chorus again. It kills me that chorus isn't played twice. Whereas other songs,
Yeah.
you get like 3 to 4 minutes of it. You know, like it's a great mix. But as someone who really gravitated to certain songs, like I want my songs to have a special fun time in the sunlight.
Well, there is the other like non-remixed version that has the full-length tracks in it.
That's very fair. Yeah.
I
But that's not the
specifically just
version we
wanted to
listen
cover
to.
this
Yeah.
this gorgeous mix.
Yes. What I'm complaining about is antithetical to the actual point of the,
Yes.
but there's just so many like little just nice pockets. Like, oh, that's a really interesting song.
Yeah.
Like even like what a woman feels inside. What an interesting song.
Great fucking track. What a Woman Feels Inside.
Or like the cover of the I Know Paradise.
Yep.
What an interesting cover. Like it's just cool. It's just you wonder how some of these like things happen.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, well, it doesn't really matter how all this came together. Just know that it did.
Oh yeah.
There's so many stories to be told if you really look through it all. But for a moment, enjoy.
Absolutely.
Lazy Dance is fucking banger.
Nightlife by Do There.
Yeah.
Great shit. Great shit.
And they even took the
This
time to
might
have
be
like
Cheap
the one sad
Sandwich.
song.
What?
They even took the time to have like the one sad song.
Yes. But this might be a cheese sandwich, but this is the kind of cheese sandwich that like you're gonna remember.
Yes. This is just the cheese sandwich episode.
Yes.
Brought to you by our own special blend of cheeses.
What is our special blend of cheeses? Let's each pick two.
I will throw in pepper jack, Gruyere.
I think I'm a simple peasant here. I think it's mozzarella and brie.
Okay. Then to really make it funky, I will go for some pecorino romano and a really really funky blue cheese.
I was definitely putting it as a blend because I don't. Parmesan's great, but I don't think I could ever really blend Parmesan much with another cheese. You know, it's just too strong.
Blue cheese is pretty strong too.
Yeah.
Well, it's brie and mozzarella. I feel like a two that you can truly just kind of like blend in easily. You know.
But that's the one of our cheeses.
Yes.
Sandwich we call life.
That it is the sandwich we call life.
Yeah, I've got like nothing else to say about this album, which kind of sucks when I liked it so much. But
it's just nice.
All I can remember is just liking it. It was just it was a nice listen.
I am surprised.
I don't think Trix I don't think you really even picked it to analyze. I think you just picked it because you wanted something on in the kitchen.
Pretty much. I also had this on while I got busy with my boyfriend, and it's great for that.
Oh.
All right, City Pop Sex. Let's go.
But Ritz, you typically don't like adult contemporary or like easy listening stuff.
City Pop City Pop is just a I guess it's funkier. I wouldn't really call it too much adult contemporary, especially compared to Barbra Streisand.
I mean, that's maybe the bad example to compare it to, but
this doesn't feel as like fake dramatic or anything, or even dramatic.
No.
Just feels fun.
That's a good explanation. No, that's okay. I can see it.
Like I can understand the similarities of adult and contemporary. I don't think it's like a bad question to make, but there is enough difference. Anyway, yeah, this is a mozzarella and brie cheese sandwich with maybe a little bit of that tasty cheddar, just for that sharpness, you know.
There's some good funk in it, so I think my funky blue and some pecorino.
Yeah,
got my Gruyere and what the fuck else did I say? Roll the tape.
Pepperjack.
Pepperjack, yeah.
Honestly, this is one of those cheese sandwiches that I'm like just going to completely fuck over the grilled cheese community and make it toasty by putting in some like salami or something, you know, or some ham.
So I think the placing of the cheeses is also the important part to keep in mind. Like, where on the bread does it go?
You know what? You know what's a cheese that is really good. I find for like that kind of melting, especially in the grilled cheese. Provolone.
Oh, you know what's actually really good is Havarti.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Anyone else?
This has been Cheese Talk with Dissonant Waves.
Anyone else ever played Pajama Sam?
I have not.
There's a great. I can't remember if it's like a password thing, but the one guy says Havarti, and you're supposed to say, or you say Havarti, and he says Provolone.
Oh, fair enough.
I always think about that.
No place to hide when it's dark outside.
That is the one.
All right. Well, has anyone actually got like a favorite, least favorite?
I love Sunset Road.
Nightlife Do.
I Know Paradise, Lazy Dance, What a Woman Feels Inside. They're all really, really good. I'll give it a cheese sandwich. Sunset Road, I just genuinely love.
The back half is like nothing but bangers.
It's just a good album all the way through. I thank you very much. You're in my good books this week. You are allowed to see your kids.
Thank you, Master.
And I mean, this guy is still putting out new compilations.
Yeah.
A lot to learn from if you want to go down the rabbit hole.
That there is.
DJ Notoya. All right. Well, I guess time to rank.
Yeah.
That it is.
All right. So this is where I'll probably piss off Dominic the most, but realistically, at the bottom two, it's kind of like very similar enjoyments. And I gotta go, okay, well, which artist? I know one's got a context of it being a soundtrack, but it's like, which artist do I think kind of deserves the more leeway on here? So my least favorite is Health. I'm sorry, Dominic.
That's fine.
It's not one of those ones I'm going to actually properly shit on for a while. It gets that. And then next on there was the Cherry Fog, if Curious Creature. Then I'm going to put Sleepazoid Running with the Dogs. Then I'm going to put DJ Notoya. And then I'm going to put...
Goodnight Hypnopomp?
Yep.
Honestly, I'm going to completely agree with your ranking there, Ritz.
Dominic?
To kill. I'm going to be the one to disagree a little bit. I'm going to put Cherry Fog at the bottom. Then Health.
Oh.
Then I'm going to put DJ Notoya.
Okay.
Now the question is, do I put... Oh, man.
You know what you want to put.
Second, I will put as Sleepazoid. First will be Stomach Book.
And as a universal number one for me, I'm winning again.
Yeah.
Feels good to be the king.
Hey, you know what? You're
unstoppable. All right, well, I guess it's time to consider what are we picking next week.
Yeah.
We know that I changed what I was picking once you had us delay a week.
That's fair.
And there's a band that had an album that came out last year that we did not properly give credit to.
All right.
We've not done a spotlight in a while. So here we go. We're going to cover everything we've not covered from Carly Cosgrove.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm very, very pleased with this choice, Dominic.
So we got the Woats Just Take It Easy Man EP. The new album from last year, The Cleanest of Houses Are Empty. On Bandcamp, there's a few other things as well. The Cemetery Acoustic Sessions and some singles. I will link all of it, but that's where we're headed this
Great.
Trix, do you want to go next? I'm happy to go next if you want.
Sure, I'll go next. I'm going to be doing The Fourth Wanderers, The Longer This Goes On. And because it's a bit of a shorter album, only 27 minutes, I'm going to be doing. I just came out. The new Ben Special album too. Imagine 2.
Alrighty.
Oh, so
So,
Ben Special put a new album. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good timing. I delayed a week so that Trix could have what she wanted. All right, so I intentionally kind of waited to pick these bands until they had their albums out, and they both released at kind of similar times, which helps for that. So I covered the New South Wales Scrams, or the Brisbane Scrams, or the Melbourne Scrams, seen as much as I can. And in December of last year, two bands released a split with each other, which was the first official release from both of them. And now they both have an album each. And I just figured, yeah, if we're going to cover this, just cover it all at once, because I think it just makes sense in that sense. So we're doing the split between Fear of Horses and My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears, plus both of the debut albums that they've released in the past month. Fear of Horses, and My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears, My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears. They didn't really think of having different titles, not gonna lie.
That's sure.
Makes it easier.
Yeah.
All right. Quite a bit to listen to. That's it.
I will note as well on the split. One of the songs is on the My Cries album, whilst the Fear of Horses one isn't. It is the exact same recording. Just if you want to kind of skip the listen and say you did, that is an option.
Fair enough.
Well, that means our next episode will be Fear of Horses and My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears. Their split, as well as their self-titled albums from this year. I picked Carly Cosgrove's Whoa, Just Take It Easy Man EP, the Buttersock Freddie Benson single, the Love Me I'm a Liberal cover, the Cemetery Tapes acoustic session EP, the Joan of Hill cover, and the new album from last year, The Cleanest Houses Are Empty. And Trix did Fourth Wanderers, The Longer This Goes On, and the new Ben Special album 2. Worth noting that the week after this next one will be our anniversary minisode.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So, everybody get ready for that. Get ready to pick stuff that we can listen to on the 2-week break as well.
I'm assuming it might have been 2019 stuff, Dominic.
I actually did not plan that, but I can figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Until then, I have been Ritalin. You can catch me on my website, I think. I don't know. Is it still running? That's for you to know. Yeah.
I
have been Trix, and you can catch me nowhere.
I am
Don't
Dominic.
refer to her at all.
You can catch me everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I am a man, a myth, a mystery, a legend. I am everything and nothing. I am the hole in the middle of your shoe. I am just but a rock, existing nowhere at the bottom of the ocean. I'm also full of bullshit, so enjoy that too. Well, that does it for Dissonant Waves this week. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time. We won't actually see you, but we'll pretend you'll hear us. Bye.
Hey.